You've told us you want to see success stories about people who are beating addiction in the Valley. Tonight, we have an inspirational story about a young man who made it to the 2014 NFL Draft and training camp with the New Orleans Saints, but addiction robbed him of his dream. After a downward spiral that cost the Poland man everything, he found his way back to a sober life. Michelle Nix tells us how one man found the strength to finally say no to drugs.
For as long as Luke Wollet can remember, he was always in the game. The 2010 Poland graduate was a star football player at Kent State, but winning came with a price.
Yeah, I ended up getting hurt a few different times at Kent State and kind of started my venture into pain medication.
Injuries resulted in surgery, and Luke said his initial prescription for pain meds was not an issue, but the second prescription was.
For the first time in my life, I really started to experience depression and anxiety, and what the pain medication did for those things was actually greater than what it did for the physical pain.
A high dosage of the pain medication became similar to heroin, and that's just what Luke started using. He had high anxiety over the timing of his injuries.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a 16-year dream that you have as a little kid, is to play in the NFL. So when that's threatened, it's a whole different ballgame.
Luke wasn't drafted in 2014, but was picked to participate in the New Orleans Saints training camp. But that was just the start of his downward spiral. It did not go well, and he ended up going from job to job with no place to call home.
At this juncture, I knew what the issues were, and I said, I want my son back. And I put the brochure in front of him. I said, Luke, these people said they could help you. And he looked at me, he said, Dad, I'm ready.
Clean now for 2 years, Luke is living in Florida and working for Banyan Treatment Center's business development team. And his advice for others, don't be ashamed to ask for help.
People are going to continue to die until we change the narrative.
With more local news, I'm Michelle Nix.